Hello, everybody. It's Drizzle and Sunglasses Man and Rose. Please stay here, Rose, if you'd like. No, she's gonna jump off. Ah, well, welcome to the 80s review show. We haven't done this show in a while. If you liked our other episodes, Arcade Memories and 80s review,
Yeah,
our 80s metal review, yeah,
that was way back in like May, actually.
that's when we first started this
Yeah.
Drizzle Land, and uh, I know we just did a video about Halloween stuff, but we call this show when we talk about 80s music, we call it our 80s review show, 80s movies. So we're gonna name our just some of our favorite songs, rock songs of the 80s, and take it away, Drizzle.
I'm gonna say uh, "Jump" by Van Halen.
Very good song.
The reason why is because Van Halen was such an iconic band in the '80s because they had so many hits. I mean, Panama, for God's sakes, that's a great song.
Panama.
Um, the first Van Halen album, if you want my honest opinion, that's probably one of the best albums.
Oh,
they
it's
ever
classic.
did. Yeah.
The whole record is amazing.
Yeah.
I used to sneak into my stepdad's record collection and listen to that album.
The
It's
first
so
time
good.
I ever heard that album was on vinyl, actually.
Yeah, it definitely.
Yeah.
It was a popular vinyl album. And you're right, Van Halen had a lot of 80s songs. They also had a lot of 70s stuff, which I kind of like better. But I do like Jump and Panama.
Um, and then I'm gonna go to another classic band, and that's Def Leppard.
Mm.
And I'm just gonna. I'm not really gonna pick a song. I'm just gonna say the first Def Leppard album. I think is well worth listening to because every song on that album is pretty much a hit.
Well, that their most famous album was Hysteria. That's probably
Yeah.
the one you're thinking of with
Yeah.
Pour Some Sugar on Me, Love Bites, Animal, Rocket. I mean, the whole, like you said, the whole album.
Yeah.
And it's so sad that album is not on Spotify. I would
Yeah.
love to listen to it on there.
Photograph.
Photograph.
That's a
That was
great-
off Pyromania.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
That's a good song too.
Oh man.
I think Def Leppard was extremely unappreciated. I think later on in the early '90s because people kind of just forgot about them.
Well,
And
you know.
but I think they also blame the drummer.
Oh
because
really?
of his car accident, and
Well,
they kind of thought he was a bad role model, so that's kind of why they weren't really in the public eye for a few years. But the guy only has one arm and he can still wail on the
oh, he's
drums.
great.
Yeah, so
He's great. I mean, and they did. One of their guitar players did pass away in the '80s.
yeah.
So they. Please, Def Leppard, if he's ever. I know you're never gonna watch this video, but please put your music on Spotify. Please.
Or come back and do a tour.
Or do a tour. Please make a new album. If you maybe they did make a new album lately. I don't know. But
the other band I was gonna mention it was Bon Jovi.
oh,
Living on the Edge.
Living on a Prayer.
Living on a Prayer. Sorry, that's a great song. And I can't.
You Give Love a Bad Name.
Yeah, that's a good song. What is the?
And I'm wanted.
There we
Dead
go.
or
Yeah.
Alive.
Dead or Alive. Yeah.
And even like the next album follow up to that one, New Jersey, had Bad Medicine,
Yeah.
Lay Your Hands on Me. My mom used to wake me up to that song. Oh my God, she'd just crank it up. And I was like, all right, I'm getting up. Yeah. What about like an Ozzy 80s songs? Like, I know we did a lot of 70s, but like, wasn't
Well, I think
No More Tears, or was that 90s?
No More Tears is a good song. Well, I think it might have been '89.
Okay.
Yeah. But Crazy Train, which is a classic song. Blizzard of Oz, for God's sake.
That whole album.
That
pretty
whole
much,
album
yeah.
is amazing.
You've seen Ozzy live, I believe, Drizzle.
Yes, I have. Yes.
What was he like live? Was he sober?
Well,
No, probably not.
probably not.
No.
But, he still sounded good. So.
Yeah.
And then we've got bands like Rat, Round and Round. That's a good
Round
song.
and round.
That's a good
I
song.
love that song.
Um,
Cinderella, you like Cinderella, the
Cinderella's
80s
good,
metal. How about Poison?
Poison is great.
Nothing but a good time.
That's a classic one. Motley Crue, for God's sakes.
Girls, girls, girls.
Shout out the devil. That's a good song.
Shout.
Shout out the devil. Yeah.
He's the one they call Dr. Feelgood.
That's another.
He's the one that makes you feel alright.
And they were still making music up till a few years ago. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
Still touring. So.
Oh, and Home Sweet Home. You can't forget about that
song.
one. Man, hit after hit. Oh, Guns N' Roses.
Guns N'
Appetite
Roses,
for Destruction.
yeah.
Oh my God. I wore that out. Had the tape of that one.
And not too many people remember, but I mean, you had bands like Quiet Riot. You had, you know, I mean, there's just so many great bands, I guess, of that era. You know, it's really hard to keep going on with all the different bands, but Aerosmith is another one. U2, they started out in the 80s.
Well, I'd like to mention real quick, check out our other video that Drizzle and I did called 80's metal hair bands.
Yeah.
That's our also another episode of the 80's review show.
But I think what's most important is are some other bands as well that we didn't mention, like Heart, for example.
Oh, yeah.
And Roxette.
Roxette, The Look,
The
classic
Look.
song.
Even the Bangles. I mean, you could even Walk Like an Egyptian. You could put that in there.
You kind of could put that in a rock category because they played instruments. I mean, we're kind of just going by songs that had guitar in them, not all heavy stuff like Ozzy or Black Sabbath. Like,
and then you do have Metallica. You have like One, and I mean like
Master of Puppets.
Yeah. And I mean, those albums are well worth listening to for the new generation. You know, if you want to go back and listen to some
Ride the Lightning, all that stuff.
And Slayer.
Slayer.
What's that band from New Jersey that did 16 to Life?
Oh, 18 to Life, Skid Row. Classic.
Skid Row's classic band. That's a great band.
Youth Gone Wild.
Then there's Wasp. Wasp was also another heavy metal hair band.
Why don't we name some more, like, then you have like Peter Gabriel. And you
Genesis,
had Genesis, Phil Collins, Hall & Oates even did rock. I mean, they kind of did some rock music. I mean, if you qualify it as that, it could be,
Simon and Garfunkel, for God's sakes. They were still doing music.
Paul Simon had that hit called You Could Call Me Out.
Yeah.
The Chevy Chase in the video, which is an hilarious video. You guys, after this video's over, please go check that video out. It's hilarious.
And my favorite Genesis song is Land of Confusion.
Oh. Do you like the Disturbed cover more, or did you like the original?
No, I like the original. I don't like the Disturbed version. The Disturbed version is, it's okay.
It's just kind of...
It's not great by any means.
Tears for Fears.
Yeah, Tears for Fears.
Shout, Everybody Wants to Know the World, Head Over Heels.
And I know that people are going to disagree with me, but Duran Duran.
Guys, dude, I don't disagree.
Duran Duran had so many hits in the 80s, it's not even funny.
I mean, you had Hungry Like a Wolf, which is probably their most famous song.
Rio was a good song.
The Reflex.
Yep. Now, when they got older, and when they got a different singer, like Electric Barbarella, not too into that song. Don't like it at all. I think that
they had a different singer?
Yeah, in the 90s.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Barbarella, yeah.
Our friend Daryl Goth loves that video.
I don't like that video.
It's kind of just... He just watches it over and over.
Yeah, it's annoying. I can't.
But we shout out to Daryl. He's our friend, and he loves that video, man. He loves the cherry pie video also. I have to watch that 1,000 times.
And that's another band that was very popular too. I mean,
but that's like the only song that I know by Warrant. And didn't they do that nice ballad? What was that song called? You recorded the video.
I think it's called I Will Love You or something.
Who did Uncle Tom's Cabin?
That's the same band.
Oh, okay, that's Warrant.
That song's actually not bad.
You recorded that on that tape.
But I guess what I want to say about the 80s music scene is their diversity as far as the rock music goes. It was just all over the world. I mean, it wasn't just certain countries. It was just It was U.S. and England and
Well,
Germany.
yeah, and even the songs back then, just even the top 40 songs, they actually played instruments on most of the songs. I mean, nowadays you got the pre-programmed,
with the auto tuner and all that.
Auto-tune bull crap
is garbage. If you want to,
that just shows right there that you can't sing if you're using auto-tune. Even in your rapping, you can't rap if you use that.
And speaking of the song that we didn't mention that is a great song actually, is "Walk This Way." The work that they did with Run DMC when they collaborated with that song. That's another great song you guys should check out. And I believe, was it 1988 or 1989 when the Beastie Boys' first album was released?
It was 86, Licensed to Ill, I believe.
Yeah, Licensed to Ill. So that's, I realize that's not a rock, but
it's
still a big influence on their first record.
Oh yeah, it's all rock and rap pretty much. I mean, they even have Led Zeppelin samples in the mix. And we can't forget about Pink Floyd, The Wall. Yeah, that was an iconic 80s. Look at all the songs on there. I mean, the movie's kind of weird. What'd you think of The Wall, the movie?
It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's out there. I'll just say that.
He shaves his eyebrows. And I was like, oh god.
And then we got here's my favorite band that I still listen to now, and that's Rush. Rush is awesome. Rush never ever put a bad album out, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Tom Sawyer, for God's sakes, who doesn't know that song? And then you had bands like the Rolling Stones that were still doing music, and they're still doing music now. So I mean, they were big influences, in the 80s.
Those guys have been making music for 60 years, seems like, almost.
And one person we definitely forgot about, and I can't believe we did, actually two people, was David Bowie. He had lots of hits in the 80s. And Prince, for God's sakes.
Well, we could add Michael Jackson. Even he had some Smooth Criminal. It was a kind of a rock song. Dirty Diana had guitars in it. I mean, we could just the 80s, man, was the best. Well, I know we can't live in the past, but man.
But sometimes I wish I could just have my own little time machine and go back and say, this is where I want to be.
This is just where I want to be.
So much drama and fear in the world.
Well, we could go get that DeLorean in the back of the office.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think Dennis Godlin was trying to build a time machine.
Yeah.
Like Back to the Future.
So let's talk about since we just talked about rock, let's talk about the female artists in the 80s.
Yeah, we haven't really named any. We named Heart, but that was pretty much the only. Go ahead, Drizzle.
So let's go with Madonna.
Okay.
Madonna was a huge influence in the 80s. I mean, for God's sakes, how many songs did she have that was like...
But has she done any rock songs?
Well, I would consider Get Into the Groove.
Into the Groove? I like that song.
It has a little guitar beat to it.
Yeah. But overall, Madonna's great. Love her.
And then you even have to go into Janet Jackson's first song and Whitney Houston, for example. They were popular in the 80s. Tina Turner. Tina Turner even, I think, had some pretty decent songs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree.
And then my favorite, and she was big in the 90s as well, which was Paula Abdul. I mean, come on. She was...
Oh, that album she put out. Oh, my God.
I think it was 89.
Yeah.
She could dance on stage like nobody else. She knew how to dance and groove her sexy body.
Yeah.
Use it, And so I think that's why there's so many people that were so obsessed with her, was because her music was just amazing. And plus, she did that movie with Keanu Reeves. If you guys don't know that, yes, Rush.
They did that video, Well, I think that might have been 91, but maybe it was 90. But close enough,
But those are just a few of the female artists that I think should be.
Can we think of any other 80s women bands though? Like, is there any? Maybe Joan Jett was one.
Joan Jett,
Lita Ford, I think, did a song with Ozzy.
Yeah. And one other band I was going to mention too was there was a band called the was it Plasmatics?
Oh, Plasmatics.
Plasmatics, yes.
Yeah.
They did the music for a movie called I can't remember.
Reform School.
Reform School. Girls.
Yeah.
There we go.
Another one of our friends' favorite movies.
Which is another movie you guys should check out.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's good. It actually is a good movie. I enjoy it. And I wouldn't mind seeing it again.
So, those are a few of the female artists that I think should be, on this list that I think help build the 80s scene. And
definitely.
And I think another thing I wanted to bring up too is I think what people have to understand with the 80s is that it was just a different time. People had different tastes in music. People were more friendly. People,
It all goes back to that paranoia factor. It all just, I don't know.
I even think the movies, for God's sakes, were 10 times better than our movies now because it wasn't all about violence and sex.
Or shocking people.
Yeah. Then it was more about entertaining people and comedy. I mean, you had actors like Bill Murray,
Chevy Chase,
Jim Belushi, and
John Candy,
Robin Williams. I could continue going on.
Oh, we could go on all day.
But
practically.
Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chong. Yeah. Cheech and the Chong.
So I want to just point that out. That I think that's when entertainment was really good. Honestly, was because it was more family friendly, and some of the movies that came from that I think are classic movies like Breakfast Club, Caddyshack, Great Outdoors,
Fast Times
at Ridgemont High, and then you also had cult classic TV shows back then too, like Married with Children. Tales from the Crypt.
We could always we have other videos about shows and movies from the 80s.
But I just wanted to make my point that I feel like the 80s is when people really, were laid back and people enjoyed life.
Well, if you can ever get your hands on that time machine that Goblin built, I'll go back with you, because this time that we're living in now, I'm going to say it kind of sucks.
I'm going to agree.
It just sucks overall.
Because people aren't as friendly as they used to be.
Well, what changed people? I don't understand. Is it the media? Or is it just the paranoia?
I definitely think it's the media. I absolutely believe that it has to do with the news and all the things that are available now with the internet. Mm-hmm. Because people are just being brainwashed. They just believe whatever's on the internet.
They keep saying, "Oh, World War III's coming. Get ready." I'm not saying that never couldn't happen, but come on, are you just doing this to scare people? Like what? I get so frustrated.
And I want to say something too. The style of clothes were kick ass. Like, I mean, you had stone jeans and you could wear bandanas all the time.
You can get away with a lot more, and think we weren't so politically correct back then. We could get away with more.
People had more of a say with what was happening in the world, and people treated people with respect. And
it just sucks now. It just really, what happened, people?
So if anybody can come up with a solution to invent a time machine to just take all of us back to the 1980s, definitely do it. I'm up for it.
Because I don't think Goblin knows what he's doing with that DeLorean. He just found it at a junkyard.
He spilled nacho cheese on the hood of the car the other day.
Well, that goes along with the color of it, I guess.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, hit that like button.
Please.
Subscribe if you guys want to. We enjoy doing the videos. We enjoy entertaining you. And long live the 80s.
Yes. We'll be back another episode of the 80s Review Show. We hope you enjoyed it. And like Drizzle said, if you'd like to subscribe, we got lots of videos coming up for you. So.
And please, somebody invent the time machine like ASAP.
Email us if you invent a time machine. Because Goblin does not know what he's doing out there.
No, he does not. He needs to stop eating nachos and beer. He made a beer popsicle the other day. I told him, what's your deal, man? Anyways, everybody, peace, love, and we're out.